So what ultimately led to you being exonerated and building
Well,
up to
I
being
mean,
released?
I'm not an exoneree
Hmm.
because you know that means that your conviction was overturned and you're innocent. That's what they're saying. But what happened to me, the way I got out, was I was going for my appeal, and had a really big law firm doing some pro bono work, Sydney and Austin, and when I was there to start it, they ended up giving me a piece of paper saying a stipulation saying uh, that you can get out today, but you can't sue us or nothing of so kind, and we'll clear your record too. So I mean that was like a slap in the face. I mean, what do you do? You know, but I wanted to get out. You know, I was only 18 years old. I wanted out. So I mean that was my way out. So I ended up signing it and then dealing with it. And you know, I still tried to try to do something. You know, at least it's a big spider. And I tried doing something.
I have to clarify that.
Yeah.
He meant that he didn't go back through a court of law and wasn't found factually innocent by a jury. He was innocent. It's just when you sign a stipulation and get released, it's just supposed to have been entered into the system that the case was dismissed, but there's like a difference legally between being found factually innocent versus case dismissed.
So was your family a big support to you while you were there?
Yeah, they were a really big support. They were there all the time, writing me letters, sending me pictures. But I mean, that kind of messed with me too, because I mean, to see all these my family happy and you know all these pictures and I'm not in there, you know, that bugged me. That bugged me a lot. So I ended up, you know, not writing them, not, you know, calling them. I kind of like, I was in here and I had to do my time by myself, and I wanted nothing to do with nobody outside because that really bugged me. Everything bugged me because I was in there and I was innocent.
So how are you now, dealing with all the emotions that you went through? I mean, you named a number of emotions and
Well, I still go through them.
mhm.
I still go through them, and you know, I just try to deal with it, you know, day at a time. You know, and I look at it. I'm out here, but still, I still have problems while, you know, I'm out here. I have to worry about, you know, whether or not, you know, it's gonna happen again. I have to worry about where I'm at all times. I got to remember pretty much everything I do every day,
Uh-huh.
you know, just to, you know, account for where I was, and then like
So you have the fear of accounting for every moment now,
yeah,
and so you really
yeah,
take hyper notice of
yeah.
everything.
I notice everything. Receipts. I keep receipts, and
Uh-huh,
you know, it
uh-huh.
says time and date, and you know, it's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to do this. I shouldn't have to.
Well, you should tell them about that copy of the stipulation that you would always keep in your wallet because that's for your
Oh,
Yeah.
I actually have. You know, I keep this stipulation in my wallet. You know,
Mhm.
I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have to now, but it's right here. Let me stick this back in my wallet. This is a stipulation that I signed right here.
Uh-huh.
This is a stipulation. I carry it. I just barely got my record sealed last month. I should have got it done. It should have been done without any help, you know, of you know, people that I know that are good friends. But you know, I shouldn't have to carry this at all,
Mhm.
but I still do.
And you carry it. Why did you carry it for you?
Well, I started carrying this because I got in trouble because of my anger,
Mhm.
and I went out with a couple of my cousins, and one of them came from Vegas, wanted to go out, so went out. Found the parking, and I kind of waited a little bit because there was a car right next to it, so I didn't know if they were gonna park or not. Um, I waited 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and then ended up parking in there because he wasn't doing anything. So you know, once I parked and I got out, I bunch of guys came up to me and, hey, that's my parking. And, just kept telling me stuff. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I waited 5 to 10 minutes and you weren't parking, so I parked. Hey, well, we're talking to these girls. I told him, hey, you know what? You were talking to the girls. I was parking. And he kept going on and on and on, and I didn't want to get in trouble or get in a fight. So I popped out a quarter out of my pocket and told him, here's a quarter. We'll flip for it. You want to flip for it? He said, yeah. So I ended up flipping for it. I said, call it. He said, heads. It was tails. And, I looked at him and said, do we still got a problem? He said, no. He walked away, and I didn't notice that he was still pissed off about it. He walked away, I didn't notice it till later on. And then ended up going to the bar, and one of my cousins couldn't get in because of a t-shirt he had on, and they didn't accept those type t-shirts in or whatever it was. So I ended up knowing a place because I had to go through it too. I had to go get a shirt, so I found a little spot. So I told him, I already know a place, so we ended up going back to the car, and I noticed that the car was scratched. And I asked my cousin, hey, was your car scratched? And she said no. And it pissed me off because it was keyed. It pissed me off, and then all that anger, it came out because I seen her cry. She started getting emotional and crying, and I'm like, that's wrong. So I went looking for him. And I didn't think about it because I had so much anger built inside of me that I had held in, that it just came out. And I went looking for him, and even though there's about 4 to 6 guys there, I still went looking for him. And I didn't find him, and then I ended up looking for their car because maybe they were around the car or something, and, I happened to find the car, and I didn't want to do nothing to it yet, so I went looking again to make sure that was the only car, that color, that year, that model, So that was the only one there, so I ended up scratching it. And right after I got done doing what I was doing, there was a cop right there, had me at gunpoint. I was like, and then that's when they took me to jail, and I ended up doing 5 days in the jail that they have for that city. And then later on, I ended up finding out that they were going to charge me with 3 strikes. And so I ended up, freaking out, like, what are you talking about? And he goes, you have 2 strikes on your record, and this is why I have this stipulation on me. And so I'm freaking out, and he's telling me that I'm going to do life, and I'm like, whoa. So I end up calling up a bunch of people and telling them, hey, they're trying to charge me with life, and I need that paper, that stipulation that I signed. So they ended up bringing it, and I ended up getting it dropped to a misdemeanor, but I'm still going to court for it. But I mean, as far as I ended up finding out that the DA is still holding vendettas against me. Why? I don't know. And somebody told me, one of my other lawyers told me, because he happened to know a bunch of people. He told me that that the lady said that I got off too easy. And I'm just looking like, easy for what? I didn't do nothing. Why is she holding vendettas against me? And so I mean, I've been going through this whole nonsense. They were trying to give me a felony, 90 days in jail, anger management, and informal probation. And it shouldn't have been that. It should have just been a misdemeanor, and that was it.